got that light off, thought I'd show you what is going on here. Sorry for the lighting, but kind of forgot before the Baja trip I needed a little extra juice, so I actually got a, a shitty Taiwan or Asia, wherever, light, and it was no bueno. And here is what it did to the connector, so it must have been some kind of short in there. I'll put the original light in for now, and this thing still works. It just doesn't click on that. It doesn't clip on that great, but it'll go. So the running light still works. Wiring harness is good. Yeah. She melty. Look at that. Oh well. All right, changing oil now. I just dropped the motor oil. Motor oil looked great. Let's do transmission now. And this bike is unique, and it has a split case design. So transmission and motor are separate, and I use ATF in the transmission just like all my two-strokes, and that's what we want it to look like. Nice and red, just like ATF. So this thing, oh, we did 1,100 miles, changed our oil after probably somewhere between 4 and 5. So this has 500 to 600 miles on it, and it's looking good. Love it. So here's a funny story. I save my oil, you know, and take it to O'Reilly's and get rid of it. And when we changed our oil in Mexico, we were in this little town called Catavena, and it was, I don't even know why people live there. Maybe it was mining at some point. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's hot. And it was one of those places where we bought gas from a guy selling it in jerry cans out of the back of his pickup, you know. And we were wondering, like, what are we going to do with all this oil? You know, there's probably 20 people changing oil on their bikes. And one of the guys that kind of put together this event, this tour, he says, you know, nothing in Baja is trash until it's really trash. He said, just put it in a container by the trash can and it'll be gone. And I kid you not, all of the oil was gone by the next morning. Somebody had already picked it up. Another case of that, one of our guys, Dustin, brought a spare tire to use, just so we'd have it in the van in case we needed a tire. Never used it, and it was not a great tire to begin with. It was kind of used. So at the very last day when we were loading onto the semi, he just went and set it on the side of the building, and that tire was gone within probably 10 minutes. Pretty awesome. They reuse everything down there, and that was really kind of refreshing and cool to see. Thought you'd like that story. So I mentioned earlier that the takeaways I had from Baja weren't exactly what I thought they were going to be when I went into it. I went into Baja, you know, thinking that the takeaways I was going to get from it were all these kick-ass memories of riding across Mexico with all my buddies. And while I do have a lot of those memories, it's been a couple of weeks now since we've gotten back, and that there's something else that has really stuck with me that wasn't what I thought, and I had to really experience it. And one thing I didn't know going in, I suspected but didn't really have quite a realization of it, was, you know, a lot of Mexico, and especially Baja, is really, really third world country. Like, there's people living in shacks with thatch roofs and not really shanty towns, but I mean, we're buying gas from people that just, you know, they're doing what they gotta do, and they'll send a pickup truck full of jerry cans 100 miles to go get gas to fuel their community. And there's people that are literally living in the middle of nowhere that don't really have anything. You know what? But every single person that we talked to, everybody that we came across, pretty much without exception, everybody was really happy and I mean, not like overjoyed happy, but they were content, they were happy. And also people were generally pretty willing to share. You know, one day, guy on our crew, one of the last days, I haven't posted the video of it yet. Oh well, I'm working on those. He kind of blew up his motor, for lack of a better term, and we found that we were in a position where we needed some oil. And we were literally in the middle of nowhere. We were in this valley, and we had passed a couple of ranches in this valley, so we were kind of dead in the middle of the valley, and a couple guys went back to one of the ranches to see if they could come up with any oil, like literally anything. And I didn't go, I wasn't part of that crew, but you know, they found one ranch that had some gear oil, and you know, they paid for it, and the people that they were buying the gear oil from, like, they wanted to make change. You know, they were so deliberate and so honest. And you know, our buddies were like, no, you don't need to make change, you're helping us out. But that was kind of prevalent all over Baja, and it really, that's the kind of thing that stuck with me. And you know, we come ripping through on modern, relatively expensive dirt bikes, and that definitely was not lost on me. And my takeaway, the thing I really keep coming back to on this, was the things in life which are important and the things in life which are really not that important. And while bikes are fun and bikes are great and all, in the overall scheme of things, they are not what's important. You know, what is important is people and your relationships with people, and I'm not talking about your best buddies, I mean the relationships you have with strangers and the people that you come across. Every relationship, you know, you should treat that with respect, and you know, you should live with intention. And those are the kind of things that I came away with, interestingly enough. And it wasn't dirt bikes and fun, although the dirt bikes were damn fun. We had an awesome time. But the takeaways were people, and how you treat people, and how you live, and what exactly does it take to be happy. So here it is, a few weeks later, I'm still thinking about it, but there is another thing that makes me happy, and it's this. That's how it makes me happy. Stella makes me happy for sure, but in the overall scheme of things, Stella is not that important. Anyway, got the bike wrapped up, got the oil changed, got the chain tightened up, got a new light in there and that works, got a new battery in the computer. The fork we're gonna do another day, and I think that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight, because that's about where my motivation is. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll check in later.